Very good evening, Jai Shri Krishna Guru. Thank you for joining Sai Satcharita Parayan. I hope you had a very good day today. Let us continue from where we left yesterday. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Shri Saraswataya Namaha, Om Shri Guru Dattatreya Namaha, Om Shri Mahalakshmi Namaha, Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Sai Satcharita, the life and teachings of Shirdi Sai Baba. Chapter 19, I Receive Baba's Grace, concluded. My obeisance to Shri Ganesh, to Shri Saraswati and Shri Guru Maharaj, to the family deity, to Shri Sita Ramachandra. My most humble obeisance, I bow in reverence to the most venerable Guru, Shri Sai Nath. We stopped at verse 31. I will continue from verse 32 onwards. Hence, Sai, the compassionate one, explained to his devotees the importance of devotion and reciting the Naam. Higher than knowledge is meditation, said Bhagwan Shri Krishna to Arjuna. Sai also prescribed it to the devotees as a means of snapping the ties of worldly life. But now I shall narrate to my listeners the story in this connection, which has remained incomplete in the previous chapter. So listen to it. Old in years, grown feeble in physical strength, an old lady obstinately stuck to her resolve by beginning a fast unto death in order to get a mantra from Sai. Seeing her condition, Madhurao was scared and went to Baba to meditate. This is the link with the story narrated so far. The lamp, that is Shri Sai Satcharita, has been kindled to indicate Sai's thoughts so that its light may guide the faithful devotees to their way. According to Baba's command, Madhurao had begun telling me an interesting story which I shall now narrate further. He said, seeing the determination of the old lady, Baba conferred favor on her and brought about a change in her thinking, and the story took a novel turn. Later, Baba called out to her affectionately and said, Mother, why do you sit so adamantly observing a fast? Why do you think of giving up your life thus? He always addressed a grown-up lady, whoever she may be, as mother, and an elderly gentleman as Kaka, Bapu, or Bhai. Such was his charming form of address. It's a very beautiful teaching what Baba is giving here. We need to learn to respect elders, no matter who they are. And it is extremely important that you address someone very, senior or old, elderly in age, or anybody for that matter. Even if they are younger to you, it doesn't matter. One of the most important things that you need to do is to address everyone in respectful manner. It is extremely important. I see that today, in today's day and age, with millennials, with all this westernized way of talking, and they use a lot of slangs. People have forgotten how to respect elders or how to even respect people around. How do you address them in a respectful manner is quite missing. For many years, we have been addressing our Guru by single name, which is Krishna. Not because we didn't know, yes, we were told, but we didn't understand the significance of how we need to address. We were ignorant, and when the time was right, the knowledge was given to us. So we need to address anybody, at that level, or somebody who's such a great master as Guru Ji. Ji is a very important thing. You need to respect. Not just, him, but everybody around you. And let me tell you, my Krishna Guruji is so beautifully addresses everybody, every woman he'll call Ma. Similarly, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Ji, he used to address everybody as Ma, mother. Why? Because one, you're not going to have any other feeling except the bhav of mother, the goddess, okay? And then you're giving that respect to everybody. You're showing, my Guruji shows how important it is to give respect, and he'll help you elevate yourself. He will make you respect yourself as well, because sometimes we don't respect ourselves as well, and that's something he'll teach us. Don't be very submissive, in the sense, not in the submissive of learning, but don't try to become like a servant. We try to think that we are very below in life. So to such people, he will tell them, no, you are somebody divine. You cannot be, having the disrespect for you or trying to be like this bending all the time. So there is a reason, and he'll teach different things to each one. But one very important thing my Guruji teaches is how we need to talk respectfully. My Guruji will never ever like anybody calling names, using bad words or bad mouthing or abusing. Nothing. He'll always say, even if the person is mean to you, he'll always teach us, be good to them as well. And that is how you can get detached. That is how you can become divine. And that is why my Krishna Guruji is the Jagat Gurum. Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. That is why he's the master of this universe and nobody can be him. My aspiration, I just want to live that bit, even a tiny dot, like a particle. If I'm able to live his life, I'm to eternity my life is made. Such beautiful is my Guruji's teaching. You must go listen to all his teachings. It is on Krishna Knows. Please go listen to it. It is extremely important. He always addressed a grown-up lady, whoever she may be, as mother. See, every saint does this. Why do they do? They are teaching how to respect and how to not look at a woman in a lusty manner. Like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa ji has said, Kamini and Kanchan, women and gold, you have to stay away. Why does he say that? It's not because he has any, he's against a woman or he's against you. No, there is a reason, because lust and greed have to be kept away. So, unfortunately or unfortunately, a woman is looked upon as a sex object. But it's how you look at her. Just because she has a physical appearance that entices, not necessarily. But you look at Kali Ma. When you look at her, you feel like, worshipping her. She's the goddess, so beautiful. So why does this, bad thought evoke in your mind? That's because of your mind. So in order to have that good feeling, the divine beings would always address them as mother. So they saw that mother in her, that goddess, that mother who gives birth to, to you and everybody else in this world. So that is how you need to look at it. And in this age of Kali Yugam, it's Kali's age, people have completely gone, I don't know what. Their mind is all, gone off the track. They cannot think straight. They don't have the goodness in their heart. They can't have any virtues. Oh my God, this whole world has gone to dogs. But you rise because you have the opportunity and you're listening to Baba's satsang. So it is extremely important. So follow all of this. The way to another way of removing your lust from your mind is look at every woman as mother alone. Affectionate as the heart was, his words too were melodious. For Sai was the protector of the meek and compassionate towards the afflicted and the suffering. And so he called out to her, made her sit in front of him, and passed on lovingly to her the secret key of his greatness, And now drink deeply of the water of the blissful self-rejoicing, which Baba, the cloud of knowledge, rained to quench the thirst of the Chakora birds, that is his devotees, to mitigate the sorrow and suffering of their worldly existence. He said, Mother, tell me truly, why do you inflict so much suffering on yourself? I am but a fakir who goes round collecting morsels of food. Be kind to me. Really, I am your son and you my mother. Now listen to me. I will tell you a wonderful story which will give you great happiness. You see, my Guru was a great saint, an ocean of compassion. And I went on serving him till I was exhausted. But he would not whisper the mantra in my ear. How sweet. I too had a strong desire never to give up his refuge and to receive from his own mouth a mantra, even if it meant a prolonged effort. See, one of the most important things of initiation, it is not when you want. There's a very beautiful way how the masters do it and who he has to initiate, who has to give Kan mantra. That is all left to him. You cannot force something out of your Guru. You need to understand this. You can seek, you can have it in your heart. See, the Guruji, all the great Gurujis, they're all knowing. All the masters in this universe, they're all knowing. They know what is right for someone and they know what to give each one. They will put them on their path. When you have that faith, when you have the purity of your heart, when you're absolutely devoted, they will grant you that. but at their own perfect timing, not when you want it, and not, you can't force things out. But sometimes, you should also understand there is a reason the gurus bend ways and sometimes go out of turn, go out of way and give out of turn. But there is a reason why they do that also. And when you get anything out of turn, know that you are incurring sins. There's always a karmic loop in it. So never demand, never force your guruji to do something which is going to be detrimental to in your future. So never ask for it. If he needs to give you an initiation, he will do it on his own time, God's appointed timing. It will happen, and that will be very beautiful. So just have Shraddha and Saburi. Faith and patience is extremely important. And that is what Baba is narrating to this old lady here. Initially, he tricked me, asking me for only 2 pies. Those I gave him at once and prayed and entreated for the letter of the mantra. My guru was fully satiated in all his desires. So Baba is talking about his own guru, okay? Just to make sure that you understand the context of what Baba is teaching here. What did he want the 2 pies for? And how can I call him free from desires who asked the disciple for the money? But let not such a doubt assail your mind. He did not desire money in the worldly sense. This was not his idea. What had he to do with gold or money? Absolutely true. When your Gurujis ask you for dakshina or any money, please note that there is a very profound meaning why they are doing what they are doing. Please don't think they're as cheap as you. They are not interested in any of your wealth, money, nothing. They don't covet anything. On the contrary, they are the desireless being, and they have nothing, yet they have this entire universe in the palm of their hand, and they can grant you anything you want. But they will not, because you will fall in the gutters. They will only give you that which you need, that which you should get, rightfully. That is all. There is nothing out of turn granted. So don't ask for things. Faith and forbearance. These were the 2 pies and nothing else. And when I immediately gave them to him, that is Sai Baba's guru, my mother was pleased with me. There's a reason why Gurujis ask. They're very cryptic. You cannot understand them. They will never talk in a very straightforward language at all. Their way of teaching is also very unique, and you need to evolve to understand. You need to have that receiver. You have to become the recipient of that knowledge. It doesn't come so easily. And please know that whatever you're understanding at that moment is at that moment alone. Let me tell you, this scripture, Sai Satcharita Poti, I have done it, I think now more than 4 times, probably this is the 5th time. Every single time I have opened the scripture, it has been a beautiful journey. But what I was capable of getting at that time in terms of the knowledge, the lessons, that exactly came. And this time when I opened the scripture, oh my God, I did not realize this is all mentioned here. See, that's how it works. You go deeper, the same knowledge goes deeper and deeper, because this is ocean, limitless ocean. And how deep can you swim? It is your ability. And please know that you can never ever touch the breadth or depth. You cannot measure it. You cannot touch the bottom of this. There's no bottom. You cannot measure the depth and breadth of the profoundness of this knowledge, and you cannot even understand. Just a drop. That's all you can get. And please be extremely grateful for that. Grateful for this life. And if you're listening to this, that means you're blessed. So this knowledge is coming to you, and revel in it, purify yourself. This is the best opportunity that you have got. Courage, O mother, is really the same as this forbearance and patience. Never cast it away. Whenever faced with a difficult situation, it will take you across safely. This forbearance is the essence of manliness in a man that overcomes sin, suffering, and adversity, averts disasters ingenuously, and drives away all fear. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Shri Krishna has taught, the first word is fearlessness, and then it's forbearance. You need to have forbearance. These are the qualities of somebody on the path of Sattva, somebody who is evolved in that goodness. These are the qualities that you have to develop. Absolute fearlessness. Why do you need to fear anything in this world? When you're on the path of truth, there is nothing to fear. And Baba teaches this very beautifully. Why fear when I'm here? When the divine hand, the benediction of that grace is there on you, his hand is on your head, what can befall you? Nothing can befall you. This is so beautiful. You need to have that strength. I'll tell you a very beautiful story about my own self. there has been a lot of things that I feared. One was the fear of like, oh, what happens if I lose job? I'm the one who's taking care of my parents. A lot of different things had, I was always bound with that painful existence of my life. And there came a time when, I took a sabbatical and I had no job. You know what? That year and a half that I spent with my guru learning and living, I was the most happiest being. Let me tell you this much. And that fear that, oh, what happens if I lose job? When you face your fear head on, that is freedom. I experience freedom. There's nothing going to befall. When you have faith in the divine, he takes care of you. Why are you bothered where the money is going to come, how things are going to run? Don't even bother. Everything will sail so smoothly. Even today, every single day, it's beautiful. Since the time I've started Sai Satcharita, every single day has been a new journey. There are a lot of lessons that's coming because it's not just you read Satcharitra, you have to also experience this truth, and then only you can evolve. How will the knowledge fructify if you do not experience what you're studying? So that is extremely important. And every single day there is something or the other that happens, and when I go and experience this, I just get baffled. I'm like, oh my god, what is this world all about? But you know what? That strength and courage which Baba is talking here is because of the spiritual strength, because of being on the path of spiritual, you experience that strength. Faith in my Guruji, that nothing shall befall me, no matter what difficulty comes. He is there, he's standing as a covering, he's the firewall. Nobody can even touch my hair, it's like that. He says, कोई तेरा बाल भी बाका नहीं कर सकता है. Means nobody can even touch your hair, they can't hurt you. That's what he means. Nobody can even, one slightest of scratch also cannot come to me. That's the firewall he becomes. His grace is that firewall, his blessing is that firewall. It's like that. And forbearance, that strength to withstand whatever things happen in your life. Example here, he gives you the strength to overcome the sins, the suffering, adversities, averts disaster. That is what you build. You become that Mount Meru. Nothing, if somebody hits against you, they will get cracked. They will the one who will get smothered, not you. You will be that Mount Meru, but for which you need to have that absolute faith. That forbearance is what you will have to build, and that comes with years of spiritual sadhana, with that faith in that divine, and doing your, whatever you have to read, you have to do your daily sadhana, and follow your path of dharma. And also, most importantly, you have to do this word dharma. Today, one thing my Guruji teaches is, how to be good. We have to become very, very good in everything that we do. Goodness is what we have to stand for. Love is what we have to stand for. Nothing else. Because this world is full of hatred, animosity, bitterness, anger, greed, you name it, deceit, conceit. Oh my God, the list is endless. But can you become that lotus flower and stand tall, absolute pure, like Lord Shri Krishna? That is the life you have to live, that life of full of purity. When you go around, your goodness has to pervade this entire universe. That is who you have to become. We are not here to change the world, but with your goodness you can make that impact. And even one person change, if you can influence that one being, then you have achieved significantly. My Guruji will always keep saying this. I don't want hundreds of students, I don't even want tens of students, nothing I want. I need that only one who will walk that path with me, and who will do exactly what I ask him to do or ask her to do. This is exactly what my Guruji teaches, and it's so sweet. Every single day when I deep dive along with you, I'm very grateful to you, because if there is no listeners, who am I going to study to? It is very sweet that you are all listening, and I will always do naman to you. When you're listening and I am narrating this, I also equally learn along with you, and that's the most beautiful existence of my day. I look forward for this hour. How beautiful it is to be lost in learning about the glories of these great masters and sharing my own experience along with my with my Krishna Guruji. So have that forbearance, have that faith, have that absolute conviction, in the divine, and you will be able to overcome everything. Redeem your sins. Goodness is all we need to have today. Yeah, there's too much bitterness. Everybody is, running after money, greed. Greed is filled, the world. There is no parents. There is nobody in this world, people are throwing their parents out of the house. They're doing all sorts of nasty things. Why? Only because of greed. please, have some fear of the divine. When you go in his court, right, when you're standing in front of his all the gods, when they question you, they will not even grant you the help. You will go much beyond that. Why do you want that? You need to evolve on the path of spiritual. You have to have goodness. You want better future lives, right, when you're being born, so that you can redeem your own family, not just yourself but your entire family. Do that, bring goodness into this world. Don't be a mean person. Forbearance or patience alone. Okay. Forbearance or patience alone succeeds. It scuttles calamities away in all directions. The thorns of thoughtless indiscretion prick no one here. Absolutely, when you have forbearance and patience both together, you can win anything in this world. You're able to withstand no matter what people say, do. See, because we get very hurt when somebody does something bad to you, say something, maybe you don't like something the way they say, whatever people talk, garrulously, whatever comes to their mind, they'll speak. But when they do all that, you will have that strength to withstand, and you will understand that they are stupid idiots and who are absolutely ignorant being that they are doing, and you'll forgive. This is what my Guruji teaches. He says forgive and let go. See, he'll always teach one very beautiful lesson. He'll say, my universe is there, you don't even have to lift the finger. Whatever action you're committing, you are going to get the lesson for it. Please, there is no escapism from this. Even if it is me, even if anybody for that matter, if you make a mistake, if you're transgressing what you're not supposed to do, you're crossing that line, please know that this universe is going to give you that lesson. You are going to get that. So why invite trouble? Don't ever think that the universe is not watching you. It is watching you, but it will give you that lesson at its appointed timing, not when I want or you want. And we should never seek revenge with anybody. It's not worth it. And this is what my Guruji teaches. Goodness is all you have to have. Forbearance, have patience, and have trust that everything is going to go away. No calamity can strike you. Nothing can happen. The reason why they work in certain manner, why those events are happening, it is only for your progress. In everything there is a progress. It is only for the goodness. The divine beings, you need to know one thing. When you have surrendered unto their lotus feet, they will never let any calamity strike you. This is the word. This is exactly what Baba said. Nothing shall befall the devotees. But you need to be that epitome of goodness. You have to have the truthfulness in you and walk the path of dharma alone. The dharma is very important. Being on the righteous path is extremely important. Come what may at any cost. And don't get carried away by greed, lust, and all these things. It is not going to give you anything. On the contrary, you will go into the gutters, into the worst hells possible. Why do you need that? This life is there to redeem yourself. So please work towards redeeming yourself. Forbearance is a mine of virtue, the queen of the noble, virtuous thought. Unswerving faith is its own sister, both being to each other dearer than life itself. Absolutely. One is faith and one is forbearance. Your master is also going to put you through that fire. You have to go through on the path of spirituality. I think Baba in last many chapters has already very clearly explained that the path is not going to be easy at all. You have to face a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges are going to be put on your path. Why? Because he wants to test you. How much can you withstand? The word is forbearance. Can you bear all of that and yet evolve? Gloriously. You need to show that strength. The God is within you. When you are the divine being, why should you fear? And when you have absolute faith in your Guru, nothing shall befall you. This is what he wants to see. Unswerving faith in the master, in the divine, that nothing shall happen to me. No matter what my master puts me through, whatever the challenges come, I will sail through it with absolute faith in him. Nothing shall befall me. This faith you need to have. This absolute conviction is a must. That is itself is the foundation of evolving on the path of spiritual. If that foundation is not there and it is even a little crack or little, it's loose, the whole building will collapse. So spirituality cannot stand on a defectible, whatever, on a loose foundation. So the foundation has to be absolutely strong. Nobody can even push you, or you cannot get carried away by what happens around you. And you need to show that strength, show that detachment. You need to live those lessons and just have that conviction and keep progressing. And the word, it will become so beautiful, and you will experience lot many things on that journey. You will evolve. You will understand how futile this whole life is and how grateful you are to be on that path for getting that grace. Without forbearance, the plight of a man is pitiful, be he learned, pandit, or a virtuous man. Without it, his life is futile. I hope you understand. It's waste. There's no value without having a forbearance. What use is your life? And everybody becoming chickening out. They'll become like a, sorry, I used a very funny word I call yellow chicken, means people who cannot face their life and they just want to hide behind, all those, oh, they want to pity themselves. Oh, I am the one who's hurt. I am the one who's going through problems. No, stand up and become that lioness and face this life. It's so beautiful, and show how much of faith you have in the divine and what all can you handle. And that is what spirituality is all about. That is what is taught in spiritual, not the chickening out. Himself, the guru, may be very powerful, but from the disciple, he expects only a penetrating insight, unwavering faith in the guru, and the strength of a courageous forbearance. Oh my God, this is so beautiful. You know what? The guru is not expecting a weak person in front of him. He doesn't want his disciple to ever be weak. The reason he makes you go through all the tests, so that you become strong, tough, tough in facing anything in this world without fear. You don't have to fear. Lord Shri Krishna has said a very beautiful thing in Bhagavad Gita. He says, Arjuna, where there is Arjuna and Lord Shri Krishna, please note that there prevails righteousness, glory, grandeur, victory, everything that you want, because the God is always on the side of Pandavas and not on the Kauravas. So be that Pandava, be that Arjuna, where Lord Shri Krishna is with you and nobody can defeat you in the war. You must know this very well. When the divine is with you, why would you think you have to fear? There is nothing to fear. Face your fears. Go ahead and achieve, win in this world, win in that spirituality. Overcome your mind, overcome all the demons. If all these people are not there, you're never going to go ahead in the path of spirituality. That is extremely important. My Guruji will tell this to me. Many times he'll bring the objects which is going to cause disturbance. Probably I don't like, whatever, it's my like, dislike, all that like nonsense. There is no, you cannot have this yo-yo. You cannot say, oh, I like something, I don't like something. You have to have samabhav. Equanimity is very important. And to achieve that, you have to first overcome what you think you don't like. So those objects are going to be put in front of you to see how you react. So if your mind is reacting, then you're still immature. You're not evolved at all anywhere. So you have a long way to go through. So that is how the Gurujis keep testing you. Finally, one day, you will be able to overcome that object. It is not going to affect you at all. There is no disturbance that's going to cause. You will see it, yet it will not affect you. Just go past it. That's how it will work. And you need to get to that. You need to become that. Aspire for that. Have that strength in you to face anything. Know that my Guruji is with me. Lord Shri Krishna is with me. What can befall? I will be victorious. I will achieve that goal. And I will win in this world. That should be your conviction. So have that conviction in you. Just as a stone and a gem both get cleansed when rubbed against the levigating slab, but a stone yet remains just a stone, while a gem becomes a scintillating gem. Absolutely. A stone will always be a stone, but when the gem, you chip the diamond, it's cut very beautifully, and the chip is very painful. That is what the Guruji does. Likewise, the gold, if the gold has to be pure, it's going to be put in that fire. It's going to burn, it's going to throw away all that ugliness, all the impurities, and then become pure. So you have to tap. Tap is very important. What does tap means? You have to burn away all your negativities, everything that you're carrying. Even the nature, the very funny thing, the human nature is very difficult to overcome. But the one thing Lord Shri Krishna or my Guruji keeps teaching is that you can control your nature. But how do you control your nature is by facing that object, whatever that you don't like, you're going to be put in front of you, and seeing how do you control. Your mind is saying, I don't like it, but you have to like it. You have to, learn to practice that. And then when you have this conflicting views and contradicting, likes and dislikes, constantly going through that, you will finally come to a midpoint, and that is attaining that equanimity. So this is how they work, and constantly keep doing this. So you have to evolve. Yeah, many a time I scream murder is because the chip hurts. When I'm put in that fire, it burns, right? It is painful. But you know what? The journey, the process is very sweet. In suffering, you experience love. Can you believe that? But not in the material worldly suffering. Okay, please. I'm talking about the spiritual suffering. The spiritual suffering is the most beautiful thing. I might cry. I might say, oh God, why am I here? I don't know what all I'm doing, sort of. You feel, I also say that at times when my Guruji puts me through the test. But you know what? That's just so sweet. In the suffering, you'll experience that love. It's in everything. And also my Guruji will ask me a very nice question. He'll say, oh, what you always want to eat sweet, is it? No, sometimes you have to have sour, sometimes you have to eat bitter, sometimes you have to eat spicy food, everything. All the rasas you have to have. So what makes you think you only want to have sweet? Oh, you will get diabetes, he'll say. It's so cute. No, you cannot. So you have to go through that process. You have to experience the process in a most beautiful manner. In suffering, you'll experience that bliss. That love is the sweetest of all, and that is eternal. It's not something you will fall in or fall out. That is constantly with you. That is what you have to achieve. And going through that process is a blessing, let me tell you. It is not a pain. Material worldly suffering is a painful existence, but the spiritual suffering is the most beautiful existence. Let me tell you this much. Both go through the same process of polishing up, but can a stone ever acquire the scintillating quality of a gem? Can it ever be transformed into a brilliant piece of diamond? The stone will at best become glossy and smooth due to its natural properties. And so, for 12 years, I remained at the Guru's feet. He reared me as a child till I grew up. There was no dearth for food or clothes, and his heart abounded with love for me. Absolutely. Every master, he loves his disciple the most. How much he just pours his love. And the reason he loves you so much is why he wants you to be the best. And we never care for it. Unfortunately, I feel very sad. There has been times I've seen a lot of people come, they don't value what they get because they do not understand the importance of being with the Guru and learning. Today, Baba himself is teaching. How was his Guru? Everybody, be it Lord Shri Krishna, Shri Ram, or Parshuram, you name everybody. Everybody had to go through the journey. They had to go and study under their spiritual Guru. Okay, when you manifest on this material world as a body, and you take this body, even though you're Lord Almighty, you have to study under your Guru, and that is extremely important. And this greatness is not understood by anybody. That is why Lord Shri Krishna says, I touch the feet of those who have surrendered unto their master, unto their Guru. And Lord Shri Krishna also says, please know that the spiritual teacher is none other than me alone. When you worship the spiritual master, you're actually worshipping me. This is the truth people don't understand. They just make so much fun about a divine being. They look at his tattered clothes. They look at his rag, the kind of a rag that is wearing, or he looks, ordinary human being, and they make it, I don't know what, they make him out into some, roadside person. This is how people treat. And that's why I was talking about the respect that you need to show. People think I can call you any which ways. Why? Because I used to call you Krishna, so I can call you. No, you have to call him Guruji. Know that respect is extremely important. And how you speak, how you address matters. You need to revere him. You need to value him. He's a priceless thing that you have. If you have such a master, please know that you are blessed to eternity. That is his grace. You need to be very grateful about it. He's a priceless possession that anybody can have in this universe. It's not so easy to get him. But if you have, please value him and revere him. It is very difficult to get the grace of such great masters. So do not disrespect him. And that is what he's saying. His love is, you cannot even fathom how he loves you. He's always watching for you. He's taking care for you. He wears himself out. Tell me somebody, and there's a very beautiful story I'll tell you about Valmiki, okay? Before he became Valmiki, he was called Valya Kolya, okay? And sorry if I pronounce the name wrong, but I think that's the name it is. So he used to stand in the forest and kill people. He would kill some people so that he could feed his family. And one day Narad Muni comes, and when he comes and he says, why are you committing this sin? You have already committed 99, I think he had committed 99 sins. He had murdered 99 people. So he said, why do you want to, commit the 100? Don't stop here, Rao. And then he says, no, I have to feed my family. That's the only source for me. Then Narad Muni says, okay, so you're doing this for your family. Go ask your family if they are willing to take and then suffer for the sins of yours equally, because you're doing this for them. And then Valmiki goes to his family. And then he says, okay, look, I do this, I'm killing everyone, I'm earning the sins. Will you also partake the sins along with me? Will you suffer for it? And his wife and children said, why should we suffer for you? You've gone and killed. We have not gone and killed. And that time he realizes, oh my God, you know, everybody only wants, they only expect from me that I have to take care of them, but they are not when it has to, when it is a question of suffering, they don't want to be part of it. And they said, why should we earn your karma? Why should we, suffer for your sins? You killed them, not us. And that moment he drops everything and walks back and then meets Narad Muni. And then Narad Muni says, chant. He says Mara Mara. So he says chant Mara Mara Mara. When he keeps saying that, it's Ram 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 Ram. And then you know what? For next, I don't know, 10,000 years is sitting there and doing that. And an anthill is, formed on top of him. And then Narad Muni comes. And then he gives him a new name. That is when you say twice born. And he's named. And then he becomes the greatest of the sage. That is how it is. So you need to understand, nobody is yours. No father, no mother, no brother, no sister. Everybody is there only for a selfish motive. And it's like in Guru Charitra, Lord Dattatreya is one of the gurus. Of 24 gurus, there's one guru. There's one bird. It has a piece of food in its mouth. Everybody else is chasing it because for that one piece, just a morsel of food. The moment that piece falls down from its beak, everybody go away. Similarly is this world. You have that little property, this whole world will come, relatives, everybody will come to claim it. This is the world. This is how they are, selfish. Nobody will care about you, but they want your money, that little bit, that piece, that food in your mouth. That is all they care about. There is no real love. But this guru has nothing to want from you, but he cares about your well-being. He is the one who suffers for your sins. Your family also doesn't suffer. I hope you get this importance. Don't get attached to anybody. Don't trust anybody in this world. Only trust in God. Have faith in God. Do not trust any human beings. They are not worthy of any trust or anything. But as a body, you have to do your duties. This is what my Guruji teaches. This is the kind of great masters they are. And they are the ones who suffer for you. The gurus suffer, not your family. And this is the supreme truth. There is no two ways about it. You can try it out. You can test out even within your own family. I will mark my words. This is what with absolute conviction I will tell you. Until you give them, they will be extremely pleased and they'll be very sweet to you. Stop giving them something that they want and see how they react. This is human nature and you cannot change. They're crass human beings, petty human beings. Why do you want to be associated? Get associated with the divine, who's everything for you. Why do you want such relative, who's ungrateful, thinks no end of themselves, once your money is after you, doesn't even give a damn about whether you're alive, you're dead, you're sick, doesn't even care about you. Why do you need such relatives? And what are you saying? He's my son, he's my daughter, he's my father, he's my mother. What the rubbish? What the hell is it? There is nobody on this planet Earth. The only relation that you can have is Lord Almighty. He's your father, he's your real mother, he's your husband, he's your brother, he's your sister, everything. And he will never betray you. He's always waiting. Even when you don't look at him, when you betray him, but yet he welcomes you. Such is the greatness of this divine and the great gurus. So why are you after somebody who's not even worthy of your love? This is the truth. This is what Baba is also teaching. He was the very image of devotion and love and had genuine affection for the disciple. Rare indeed is a guru like mine. I just cannot describe the happiness I enjoyed in his company. Same thing. This is exactly, he's echoing my words. I cannot describe how grateful I am that my Guruji is with me. I live with my Guruji. That is the greatest, I think, the punya, the merit that I have earned in this life and to eternity. And I will always seek every life when I have to be born or whatever. I will only be born with him. I will serve him. This is all I seek for. I don't want to, I don't want anything else. I don't want anybody else in this universe. Nobody is worthy of it. The only one who's worthy of it is this Guru Maa. He's the greatest mother that you can ever get. Oh, how can I describe that love? As I looked at his face, my eyes would be absorbed in meditation, giving us both an experience of bliss. To look at anything else, I just did not know. How sweet. Day and night I lovingly gazed into his face. I knew no hunger, no thirst. Without the Guru, the mind would grow restless. Absolutely, I love being around my Guru. When sometimes he says, no, go to some other, I don't want to go anywhere leaving my Guru. I want to be with him to eternity, to serve him, to keep learning under him. Nothing else is so beautiful, worth it. No matter how much my Guruji drives me up the wall. And that's the most sweetest moment. Every single day he says, you have not done this, you have not done this. He's constantly guiding, teaching. Because who else can say this? He only cares about your well-being. So please do that. Make him proud of you. Give him that offering, which will be the best offering that he can ever have. When people look at you, they should say, oh God, this is her Guru. She learnt under him. That is what you have to earn. People should revere you. Live up to that, so that your master will be pleased that whatever that he has taught, in some way you have lived that lessons, walked his path and walking his path, so that you can make a difference in this world and to everybody. You have to serve everyone, live every word that he teaches. That is the greatest offering that you can give to your master and the divine almighty Lord. Nothing else. No money is, he doesn't care about any of the things. You can buy him all the fancy thing. Shit and money is one and the same to him. He'll take both and chuck it in the ocean. It doesn't matter to him. He's not wanting of anything. Except him, I could meditate on nothing else. Except him, I had no other objective. He alone was my constant goal. Truly, the skill of the Guru is simply marvelous. And my Guru also expected only this. He desired nothing more than this. He never treated me with indifference or unconcern, but always protected me in my troubles. Absolutely. My Guruji is also the same. He'll ensure that nothing befalls me. I told you, he's that firewall. His grace is that firewall. We are always protected. Everything he'll avert, anything that's going to befall on my head is already protecting. He has made provisions for all that. That is the greatness of the Guru. Tell me, which other family member of yours is going to take care of you? On the contrary, they'll put you in the khadda. Means they'll make you go into the gutters. That is how the world is today. So why do you want to go after this world who has nothing for you, except for they only want your money or whatever that they desire? Beyond that, nothing. They're not genuinely concerned about you at all. Please let me tell you this much. People are like, as long as they're getting something, they'll be happy. Once their job is finished, they will even chuck you and throw you out and walk out. This is the reality of the world. But the one who's going to be extremely loyal and worries for you and cares for you and protects you is that Guru. So surrender unto his feet, catch hold of his feet, obey him, respect him, live his lessons. Make him proud of you. He should be proud of his disciple. That is what Baba is also saying. The one thing that you can offer to him is making him very proud of you, attaining that spiritual wheel and evolving on the path. That is the sweetness that you can give to your Guruji. He will be blessed. And that is the love, that is the wealth that you can offer to him. There is nothing else that you can offer to your Guruji. So become that. This is the one chance that you have in this life. Don't waste your life. Don't do what will hurt your Guruji. Show love, show sweetness, show goodness, show how you can be divine. Do that, live that, practice. Even if it is hurting, whatever may happen, seek his grace. He will take you ahead. Nothing shall befall you. Have this trust alone, faith in him. Sometimes I was allowed to remain at his feet, sometimes beyond the shores of the sea, but never did I lose the joy of his company. He was looking after me very kindly. So sweet. Every word I think I will talk for rest of my life. How beautiful are these great masters. He's so beautifully looking after you. You just have to be at his feet. He allows you all that. Why? Because he cares about you. He gives you that which you seek. Your innermost being will seek. Never do anything. No service should be done to your Guru as people sometimes do this service, the seva that we say, knowing that, if I do the seva or if I do Guru seva, I'm going to redeem my sins. Don't do like that. When you do the seva, the love has to be experienced. You should be able to cry when you press the master's feet, when you massage him. You're not doing it because it's a task. People do it as a task. Never do it as a task. Do it with love. That seva bhavana. Your love has to evolve. When you press his feet, the love has to be felt. Don't do it as a monotonous task. Show devotion in that task of pressing your Guruji's feet. You have to feel so sweet. It's a beautiful way how you can actually live that. In that itself is a sadhana. Experience that His divinity you have to experience. Every aspect you have to experience. So be in that ekagrata. Whatever that you do with your Guruji, do that in oneness, and you will experience the divinity so beautifully. Never do it as it's a task. Every day I have to do this, so I am doing it. Never do like that. Love, devotion, open up your heart, experience that devotion. In Vrindavan, Lord Shri Krishna, there's a very beautiful story. There is a whole process of making that beetle leaf itself. How do you select the pan? The way the gopis will choose the bestest of sorry, there's no word like bestest, I'm just saying best of that pan, the perfect one, that it has to be in that perfect color, the taste, whatever. I don't eat pan, so I don't know. And fresh, absolutely. And they'll sweetly wipe that, and they'll put all that. So there's a huge process. It's a sweetness, that is devotion, that is love. So the task has to be done so beautifully, not like, oh, I have to do this there, like every other mundane task. No, do it with love. You will find God in that. How do you feed the master? How do you feed the Lord? Everything that you make, that love has to be in that. Ultimately, you might not know how to make that, but it's just that love, that faith will make that food taste so sweet, absolutely tasty. That is what it is, your love in that. It is not about what you make, how you make. Every aspect that you do, you have to give that love. Make him experience your devotion, and in turn, you will get 1,000 times back the same devotion and love. This is what Lord Shri Krishna says. It is how you do is what he's going to give it back to you. So do it with devotion, do it with sweetness, do it with the passion, with love. Passion, not from a materially context that I'm talking about, passion for the divine. Show that passion for him. That is what I'm saying. It has to come out. Then he'll give you back in 1,000 more times. Then your devotion will grow. Otherwise, how are you going to experience? That is the sweetness that you need to understand. What is this love? Experiencing love even in that suffering is the most sweetest thing. How do you experience is what I'm telling you. So you need to do it from your bottom of your heart, anything that you're doing. Don't think like it's a mundane, tedious job. The moment you think like that, that's how it's going to appear. He will bless you with more. The same thing is what is going to come back to you. So be very careful of what you're offering to him. So always give him that love so that you will experience that bliss constantly. Give him goodness. Give this world a goodness. Practice. It's not so easy. It is easy said than done. But you make an effort. He will open up this universe for you. Trust me. Mark my words. As the mother tortoise feeds her little ones on a loving glance, so was the way of my Guru, who looked after the child with loving glances. Just one look of your master, you'll just melt. Trust me, his magical. I'm telling you this. You have to experience this. I don't know how to describe, but just looking at him, I'll start crying. Sometimes his mischievous ways, he'll exude different beings. You can see anybody you want in that divine master. That is the sweetness of the master, and just one glance of that look will melt you away. It'll just remove all your pain away. You'll feel so loved. I have no adequate words to describe how it feels. You have to experience this truth. Mother, accept it as the truth, what I tell you. Sitting in the mosque, if the Guru never whispered the mantra even in my ears, how can I whisper it in yours? Love in the mother's gaze is enough to bring happiness and contentment to the little tortoises. Mother, why do you make yourself so miserable? I really know no other instruction. The mother tortoise is on this bank of the river, and her little ones are in the desert on the other. They are nurtured and reared only on glances. So I say, why persist in the futile efforts for a mantra? Absolutely. So just accept what your Guru gives you or how he gives you. Why are you bothered of getting a mantra, having this initiation? Don't ask for it. He knows what to give you and what you rightfully deserve. He just knows that. So trust in him, have that faith, and don't demand anything from him. You now go and eat some food. Do not put your life in danger. Only just have steadfast faith in me, and spiritual progress will come to hand. This is what is very important. How your Guruji evolves you on the path of spirituality is none of anybody's concern or even your concern. You just need to have that faith. But very important, do what he's asked you to do. Obedience, discipline, all that is extremely important. If you cannot keep up all that, right, and don't expect miracles to happen, okay? You need to put self effort. It is not going to come easy. Don't ask, oh, this is not happening, I'm not experiencing this. Please know that if your efforts are below mediocre, you're going to have the same kind of experience. How much is your effort? What is the kind of effort you need to put? It's not something simple. I only look at my Guruji. Many a time I feel so stupid about myself. Oh God, I wish I could put so much more effort. He's perfect. He's a perfection. I wouldn't even call him perfect. He's he's a personification of perfection or perfect being that he is. He's a personification of personification. I aspire to just be a perfectionist. Nobody can be perfect. Only God is perfect, and my Guruji is perfect. Nobody else in this world is perfect, because they are the ultimate divine masters. We all have to strive to be like them. If we can live even 1% of what they are, let me tell you, your life is made to eternity. You now go and eat some food. Do not put your life in danger. Only just have steadfast faith in me, and spiritual progress will come to hand. You look up to me with single-minded devotion, and I will look after you. Similarly, my Guru never taught me anything else. It's all faith. It is not necessary to know the elaborate means of knowledge, nor is proficiency in the 6 Shastras needed. There should be a steadfast faith that Guru alone is the protector and the destroyer. Absolutely. You just need to have that faith. You don't need to know any knowledge. Don't go after, jnana and all. We read, Brahmanyana, such a dry subject. Yeah, knowledge is important in terms of, for you to understand, just to cut asunder this, with the sword of knowledge, the ignorance, so that you can evolve. But knowledge has no use. You just need to have that faith in your Guru. Whatever the knowledge is to confer on you, it will anyways open up at its perfect timing. So why bother? Don't even worry about it. The question that has to come from your mouth will open up. You will have to be, you will be on your path on your own. That is how the Guru works. You're on autopilot. My Guruji will always say, I've already put you on autopilot. So everything will happen automatically. You don't even have any control over anything. It is so sweet. Just enjoy the ride. Why bother about how, when, why? Ramakrishna Paramahamsa ji will always say, it's an Hindi way of saying, Aam khane se matlab roko. Why are you counting how many mangoes, which tree, where? Just be contented eating that fruit alone. Why are you bothered how, which tree it has come from, where it has come from, how it has come from? All that you don't need to know. Just focus on eating the fruit alone. So just know that your journey is on. When you meet the master, he puts you on whatever journey that you have to go through. But also know that it is one of the most important lessons. And the underlying thing is the foundation of all this is self-effort. It's not going to come to you on a platter, because if you're not taking initiative, if you're not putting your self-effort, how can you attain anything? Lord Shri Krishna is very clearly taught in Bhagavad Gita. Very clear, okay? Even one word of Bhagavad Gita, if you can live in this life, trust me, your life is made. To eternity, you will attain him. Absolutely. So at least live that one virtue. Forbearance, faith, 2 simple words. Try this out and see what magic happens in your world. Hence is the great significance of the Guru. He is the very image of Brahma, Hari, Vishnu, and Har, Shiva. Blessed is he in all the 3 worlds who realizes this important position of the Guru. Never disrespect a Guru. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. That's what we say. Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guru is Brahma, Guru is Vishnu, Guru is Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. That's what we say. So everything is the Guru only. All the gods reside in him. The entire universe is within him. It's a Lord Almighty. So never underestimate the power of the Guru. People just take it for granted looking at him. Please, I'm saying this time and again. Same thing over and over and over and over again. Getting tired of it. But this is one truth. It doesn't enter a human being. They think no end of themselves because of their mind, ego and arrogance. Give up that. Value and respect your Guru, because he's the greatest thing on planet Earth. He's the God Almighty. So don't look at him as any ordinary human being or he's my husband, he's my servant. People have all sorts of ideas about a master. So please be careful and know that he's the master himself. He's the God Almighty. When you look at him, your head should bow down to him in respect. That is what, not look at like he's somebody equal to you. Never have that attitude. In this way, when the old lady was instructed and advised, the story was deeply impressed upon her. Placing her head on Maharaj's feet, she then ended her vow. Listening to this story from the beginning and realizing its total relevance to my situation, my heart was filled with wonder and joy at the appropriateness of the tale. See, the knowledge comes in very different way. That's what, here also Hemad has this thing, right? And then in that, it's beautifully he's narrating how that story had come at that appropriate time. It is when that knowledge has to dawn on you, and then you'll understand, okay, I should not force, I should not ask, I should not even compare. My master knows what is good for me. That is the faith I need to have. How he gives me the spiritual knowledge, why am I bothered? I just need to have always Shraddha and Saburi, faith and patience, two important words in life. And in this, Baba has very clearly said to you that there cannot be any adversities, nothing can come, no sufferings can come to you, he will avert all the calamities as well in your life. Such is his grace. So why not just have that faith and give him that devotion, the offering of forbearance, the offering of devotion, the offering of love. Make that as the mala, garland, and offer it to him. Don't offer anything else. That's the greatest offering that you can all give your, Guruji. Seeing Baba's Leela, my throat was choked with joy. I was overcome by profusion of love. The excellent lesson was deeply imprinted on my mind. On seeing me thus choked by emotion, Madhurav said to me, Why are you so overcome with emotion? Anna Sahib, how is it you have suddenly become silent? Innumerable are such stories of Baba. How many can I tell you really? As Madhurav was saying this, the sound of the bell was heard. Daily, before the afternoon meal, devotees would go and sit in the mosque and perform an elaborate ritualistic puja by washing Baba's hands and feet with water, by applying sandalwood paste, showering on him the consecrated rice, etc. The Guru Puja is the most important puja. It is extremely important because when you worship the Master, when you offer him, that means you're worshipping the entire universe. The entire gods and goddesses are getting their oblations and whatever that they have to get. So highest worship on this planet Earth is the worship of your Master. So know that. Always worship him. Don't treat him like some ordinary human being. Thereafter, Bapu Sahib Jog performed the Pancharti with loving devotion while the devotees sang artis. It was indicative of that arti that the big bell had begun clanging loudly. Heart's desire being fully satisfied, we too picked our way to the mosque. This arti was performed at noon by the men and women together, with the ladies occupying the mosque above and the gentlemen the open sabha mandap below. And then, with great joy, they would sing the artis at the top of their voices to the accompaniment of the drum beat and other festive musical instruments. When we reached the door of the sabha mandap, the arti was loudly in progress. The steps were totally surrounded by all the men who had crowded together, leaving no room for anyone to go up. I had intended to remain below until the arti was over, and once it was over, then to go to Baba along with the other people. But even as I said to myself, Madhurav, who had climbed the step, held my hand and pulled me up too, taking me straight near Baba. Baba sat on his own usual seat, smoking a chillim leisurely. In front of him stood Jog, waving the Pancharti and tinkling the bell held in his left hand. And in the joyous spirit of that arti, Madhurav seated himself in front of Baba to his right and made me sit also facing Baba. Then Baba, the gem among the saints, the peace incarnate, said in sweet voice, Bring here what Dakshina Sham Rao has given for me. Baba, Sham Rao himself is here and has given salutations instead of Dakshina. These, he says, are in themselves 15 rupees, which should be offered to Baba. All right, but did you talk to each other? Did you converse? Tell me now in detail what you talked about. Let the tale of the salutations be. But did you talk to him about what and how? Tell me everything. Eager as I was to tell the story, the arti was being sung very loudly, but I could hardly contain the great joy within, and it flowed out from my lips unrestrained. Baba, who sat leaning against the cushion, now leaned forward to listen. I also put my face forward as I began to narrate. So I think I will stop here. So let's continue the narration tomorrow because we're already at the end of the hour. So I stop at verse 96. So let us begin the story tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson and have a very good evening. And thank you once again for joining the Sai Satcharita Parayan. ओम श्री महागणपते नमः। ओम श्री गुरुदेव दत्त। ओम श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। दिगंबरा दिगंबरा श्रीपाद वल्लभ दिगंबरा। ओम श्री कृष्ण गुरुनाथ नाथाय श्री गुरुवे नमः। ओम देवी दुर्गाय नमः। ओम श्री कृष्णार्पणम नमस्तु। कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरु।